What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode, but today is a vlog, believe it or not. Just finished training about an hour ago. I said this morning when I got up after I came in contact with this content that when I finished, I was going to go ahead and do a vlog on it because the shit was pretty funny to me. It was just funny about how it came off. And what I'm talking about is the RX Muscle interview that Dave did, okay? So when I get up and I'm taking my smoothie or I'm eating my first meal of the day, you know, like so many of you other people who are busy, just like myself, I don't have time to sit all day and watch a bunch of YouTube videos. So every now and then when I'm eating my first meal, I'll turn on, sometimes it's RX Muscle, sometimes it's just random stuff that might come up across my YouTube feed that's, you know, built an interest up. But anyway, I was watching this RX Muscle interview with this guy, and right now I'm not even sure if his name is even important right now. So much more than his outlandish. I don't even know if it's outlandish. It was just funny. All right. First of all, so what I've done is I got a set of clips here from the interview that I will play and then give my reaction to what I feel about some of those. This is not like a trolling thing at all. It's just, I think I have certain opinions, and to write those opinions out, I think sometimes you can, they don't come across, they don't translate over as well as if you were to speak to somebody. You know, you can sit there, you run about 5,000 text messages, and if you ran 5,000 text messages trying to talk or communicate with somebody, you're out of your damn mind. You should have picked up the phone a long time ago, which segues into my point. You can send a random rash amount of text messages, and that whole conversation or that whole strand of communication probably could have been solved in 1 single minute with a good audible phone call. All right, so I just thought it was better. Let me put out a vlog real quick, see what some of you other guys and girls think, and then go from there. So I'm going to play the first clip, and I'm going to stop it and then go into what I think about that. So let's play the first clip. First, going into it. Now, this interview was supposed to be about Jeremy Buendia. If you don't know about that, we're going to go into some of those things later because that's another name you should know, a name. All right, this whole vlog is going to be about knowing a name. And if you don't know a name, sometimes it's better just to leave it be or describe a person by their accomplishments, maybe even. Try that, jackass. You feel me? So let's go into this real quick.
Who's better than Jeremy?
Huh?
Who do you like better than Jeremy?
I like that, what's his name? Is it Fredrickson? No.
Okay. So Dave says, who do you like better than Jeremy? This guy says Fredrickson. Did this dude just take two different people and turn them into one person? I mean, they don't look alike. They don't sound alike. They have similar personalities because they're both athletes. But he's talking about Andre Ferguson. And then you have Brandon Hendrickson. Two different people. And he goes with Fredrickson. Fredrickson.
Is it?
Andre Ferguson. Andre Ferguson.
Yeah, that
Thank
guy
you.
looks
Thank
good,
you, Dave.
But I've seen a lot of guys that can land in the...
Thank you for correcting him. All right. So my thing is this. This guy is supposed to be probably more knowledgeable of the sport than even myself. If you guys have been sticking with my content, you know that I am a newcomer to the bodybuilding, let me be specific, men's physique, all natural class in the AMBF. I am new to that. Even being new, I still have educated myself to some degree, and it is constantly growing, not only about the individuals that are well accomplished in this sport, but about the sport period, okay? So I think that it's a little odd to me that Mr. Boston doesn't know who Andre Ferguson is. Andre Ferguson. And if you're not familiar with who Andre Ferguson is, or Brandon Hendrickson, let me go into that. These guys. So Andre Ferguson, not one time, not two time, not even three time. He is a 10-time IFBB pro, okay? 10-time IFBB Pro. Not only that, he has won the 2018 Arnold Champ. Next up, Brandon Hendrickson. If you don't know him, let me explain who this guy is, okay? He is an IFBB Pro. He is also 2016 Arnold winner. He is 2017 Mr. fucking Olympia. Mr. fucking Olympia, not to matter his own CEO of his brand that he started. So, this guy takes two different people. One who is at the top of his league, at the top world period. Let's just go with world. Because he's 2017, just last year. 2018 just started. Mr. fucking Olympia. And you don't know his name? Enough not to mix his name or take some transformer idea of names and put them together? I find that a little odd. So I'm not sure if he doesn't know his name, or maybe it's a little slight. Maybe it's a slight. Maybe we should go to the next clip. So we're going to go to the next clip, and maybe we'll come up to see, is this shit a slight? Let's go. So next clip. Let's go into that real quick. And
tried to do class. He jumped and did his class, and I think he won like every show ever since. He hasn't lost in the physique division since.
Wow.
But he was such a gung-ho bodybuilder. And back in 2013, I used to sell him drugs, Dave. He used to send me money, and I would mail, get his drugs ready, and I would send him. And he would talk.
what? Okay. Did he just say I used to sell Jeremy Buendia drugs? I don't know any part of the United States of America where that ain't called snitching. Now I want to be very clear. I am a component of, if something is being done wrong, somebody is being harmed, there is a crime being committed, especially with a lot of the things that have been going on lately. Snitching is like something that you throw right under the rug and you stomp the shit out of it, because there's a difference between snitching and trying to look out for your fellow Americans or your fellow citizens or those people who reside in your community. In those situations, it's not snitching. It's called calling out people who are vandals and criminals and getting them expelled from our community or our society, put them in the correct place so that we can continue to try to flourish as a country and as a community and be better off. But this guy just admitted that he sold drugs to Jeremy Buendia. Okay. Yeah, not so cool, really. I mean, you probably don't give a shit. He probably doesn't give a shit. He doesn't have to give a shit. That's his opinion. That's his life. He was involved in it. He wants to tell about it. Let's move on, shall we, to the next clip. By the way, I wanna go into it. We're gonna go into it later. We'll go into it later. There's probably another clip where I could just roll that in anyway. All right, so we're gonna X off that. Snitching that I sold drugs to Jeremy Buendia. Seems like a little hate as well. But let's go to the next clip.
100 test probe every other day dosages.
Right.
And I think these black guys that he competes against are probably run.
I think these black guys. Okay, let's go a little further. Let's hear a little bit more. It just piqued my interest this morning when I was drinking. Like, I heard that, I was like, all right. So then,
running, fucking 50 mgs of test probe every other day, and probably it's probably fake, and I think a lot of guys.
Okay, so I think these black guys, he gives out dosages that people are using as drug enhancers, and then associated with these black guys, these random black guys he's talking about, they're using fake shit. So why does black guys fake shit have to even have a connection? I mean, using alternative methods of muscle enhancements. I'm not going to go so far as to say fake, because there's cheap and there's expensive, and if you call cheap fake, then that's maybe your own determination or perception, but it's really not the same thing. But yeah, black guys using fake shit. I think that maybe now I could kind of consider the fact that you claim or give off in this interview that you don't know who Andre Ferguson and Brandon Hendrickson are enough to know that it's two separate people, and that fake ass last name, then that was fake. That was a fake ass last name according to who Dave was asking you about. Now that's called fake. That ain't cheap. That's fake. Fredrickson. No, that's fake. You just took two different identities and you made your own shit. Now that's fake shit. All right, and you tried to pass it off like it was somebody. That's fake. So let's go into this.
Guys look better than him, Dave. I honestly do.
Who do you think looks better than Jeremy?
Huh?
Who do you like better than Jeremy?
I like that. What's his name?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so if you can tell, that all from the last clip that I played, it was all kind of running together. So first thing, we got these fucking black guys. Then we got fake. And now we have the fact that you don't know who Mr. Olympia and 10-time IFBB Pro and Arnold winner Ferguson are. Okay, cool. I'm straight with that. I mean, that shit is funny. It's funny to me. It is funny to me. So let's go to the next clip. Let's hear this clip. I mean, this is a vlog. I mean, I'm going to say how I feel, do what I want to do. It's a vlog. In no way, shape, form, or fashion am I trying to turn anybody off. But sometimes, no matter what you do, you're going to turn somebody off, and I apologize for that. But this is just struck me as odd this morning and very funny on top of that. Let's play this next clip.
Classic class was made for these guys that have a genetic structure that fit a classic. Like, I'll give you an example, Dave. Like, I was about to put this guy on blast, but I don't know him.
He doesn't know him.
And I don't.
He doesn't know
He
him.
could be a nice guy. His girlfriend.
He could be a nice guy.
Whatever, but he just won junior nationals, the overall. And I'll throw his name out here because he'll probably listen. His name is Brett Wilkin.
Oh.
Okay. Now, I don't know him, could plain and simple be, I don't know him personally. I've never sat down, had a cup of tea, some coffee, some Starbucks. I never went to STK with this guy. I get that. That could be what he means. I don't know him. Even though he didn't say I don't know him personally, which would put it in context that, okay, you don't know him personally. But, I'll just throw him out there. Brett. So you know somebody who you don't know who is obviously not Mr. Olympia from last year. His name's Brett. So Brett has a name. Brett is somebody. Everybody is somebody to me anyway. Brett is somebody. He's not Mr. 2017 Olympia or a 10-time IFBB Pro, but evidently he knows his name even though he doesn't know him. So let's go a little further.
Okay, yeah, I know.
He has a very clean physique, Dave. He comes in very good condition, very hard, but he looks like a light heavyweight bodybuilder, and he would probably get second call-outs at national level as a bodybuilder. There's not really anything classic about him. You know what I mean? He's just hard. He comes in great shape. His posing is off, and then he won the whole show. But this black guy was a little
this black guy. So you don't even know Brett. Personally, I don't even know Brett. This is the first time I even heard Brett's name in association with a person that you are speaking of, and I know Brett's name like that. Go fucking figure. How the hell did that happen? Could it be that I have just a little bit more respect for people, regardless if they're black or white or Spanish or, anything else? I have respect for people. Their names. Names mean something in this world, in this country. You work hard to put your name in a situation where it does not come off negative, that hopefully it aspires to be something that when people say your name, that it embodies a good body of work. For example, I just want to throw it out there, Brandon Hendrickson or Andre Ferguson or even Cutler, or maybe Green, Kai Green, or maybe even, it's a very hard name to pronounce, but Elsa. I just call him Elsa. I know I probably hack his name, but at least I know it. Or maybe even Jeremy Buendia. And you know what? Last but not least, because I personally know this person and I know his name, IFBB Pro and the Truth. And if you don't know him, this is him. And he's going to be coming. He's working his ass off to become the next Mr. Olympia. And I believe he could do it. I'm behind him 100%, just like he supports me. If you don't know him, check him out, guys. But let's come on back with me and let's go into this.
A little bit softer than him, not as conditioned, wasn't as hard,
right?
But had that little ass Chris Bumstead waist, the flaring lats, the arms. It looked like, all right, this guy could pose for like a statue. Like he looks like a statue. Where the Brett guy was hard and conditioned and.
Okay, so the black guy's a statue. He's a statue, but the Brett guy. All right, let's go on, okay? Because I don't want to sit on too much, but I was laughing. I was rolling. Literally, I couldn't even drink like my smoothie continuously. And I was just cracking up at the table this morning as I was getting ready for training. So let's go to the next clip real quick. So we got this next clip, and Dave is up.
For years, I thought he had a great physique. I think he definitely deserved to win the last couple of years. Now, I don't know how he's going to look this year, obviously, with the pec tear. I was talking to Andre Ferguson, who won the Arnold this year. Obviously, he's got to be the #1 contender there. And he felt it would have been a great move for him to skip the Olympia this year and just come back the following year at 100%. But my point was, once you give up that title, you kind of lose that added little oomph you get from having the title.
And Jeremy is one of the only guys that 8 months out of the year, Dave, he looks like fucking shit. He looks like a dope.
God damn! Is that not some hate? That is. That is some hate right there. I mean, that got to be a little bit of hate. I heard, early in the interview, and you guys go over to Dave's channel, RX Muscle. Shout out to you guys. I love the content. Dave has some awesome interviews along with guys like Andre Ferguson and Brandon and some other people. He does good content, but that got to be some hate. Dave specifically brought up segueing into a conversation about Ferguson possibly taking some time off, entering into another class and how that may affect him. This dude goes right past that. Goes right past Ferguson, the whole segue Dave thing went into. Goes right past that and hacks the shit out of Jeremy. Now, I get it. Jeremy does come off very arrogant to me. I don't know. I've never met the guy personally. I've seen him. I know he's a very strong competitor. He's earned his title in men's physique in the Olympia, the highest stage in that game. So, yeah, I mean, he deserves some respect and some credibility. I don't know him personally, so I can't speak on the man's personality on a one-on-one basis. Does he come off arrogant? Yeah, on some of the videos I see, but you'd be surprised that how many people may come off as arrogant on camera, and then you meet them in person and realize, like, dude might be cool. He might be. I've even heard some interviews that Brandon did associated that was also on RX Muscle, and he talked about how Jeremy came by Brandon at one point in time when he won or when he was competing, and basically just kind of like slighted Brandon on the fact that you only won because I wasn't there type shit. Now that's some hating ass shit too. Now that gives a little bit of, to me, where I could build a perception that you might be an asshole, Jeremy. You might be, but I don't know. I'm not making any judgment on Jeremy for that. I don't know him personally, but I'm just saying that situation came off like you could be an asshole. Man won 2017, at the same time, Brandon might have some quirks about him. Now, I've had a couple of, transactions on Instagram with Brandon. Shout out to Brandon Hendrickson for all the success and things that you're doing with the wave. He's trying to be his own CEO. I admire that. I admire athletes that try to get into something and put that energy into building their self up, period. Any athlete, whether it's bikini, men's physique, classic, bodybuilding, anything. I think that you have to use these components to build yourself up and go into new things in life to try to build, if not a career for yourself, try to build a big company where you become CEO of something. And let me tell you, Andre Ferguson is definitely an example of somebody who conducts business on a high level. The man really goes into situations where he manipulates those situations in a good way for himself. He doesn't like to be taken advantage of. He knows what he's worth, and he's going to sell himself as so. And you guys should definitely take note on that. From him and other people too. Jay Cutler's another person. I mean, Kai Green, he's another individual. Even guys like Cali Muscle. You see how they came into a sport, period, and they use that to fuse and fuel something else. Keep a good note on that, all right? But we're going to go past that. Good hate on Jeremy, by the way, guy. That was really awesome. So let's go to the next clip.
Obviously, Jeremy Buendia made that video. You actually put it on your Instagram where he was doing a live feed with someone, and he basically said that men's physique saved the bodybuilding world, because he felt that the bodybuilding was dying, and that men's physique and bikini saved it. And obviously, him being the Olympia champ was personally responsible also for helping to save bodybuilding. And you took offense to that, as did a lot of people in the industry. Dexter Jackson made some very bold statements on his Instagram.
Dave knows another name, Dexter Jackson.
A bunch of other people.
He probably doesn't know Dexter Jackson. He probably knows him as the big black guy or something.
What's your take on Jeremy? I know you have a personal, you know him personally from up in California where you were born and competed before. Give us your insights on this.
Yeah,
Okay, so listen, that part that Dave is speaking of, if you don't know about that as well, like I say, if you're in a sport, you should kind of know something. Like if you're in basketball, you probably listen to First Take and all the other crap. If you're in football, you listen to NFL Network. You want to gather information depending on what you're doing, so you have a little bit more connection about what you're watching or what you're involved in. So if you're not familiar, Jeremy made a comment and said he gave his opinion. The fact that he felt the bodybuilding, and this is something else. People, bodybuilding is just not like an overall thing. It is, but bodybuilding is the top form. It's like the NFL to football. And underneath that, you got college and you got high school. NFL is the elite. Bodybuilding is the top stage when it comes to bodybuilding, period, all right? And then you have other categories like men's physique, classic physique, women's bikini, athlete, all of these, okay? So back into what I was saying, Jeremy he gave his opinion. I don't want to say statement. He gave his opinion. It's on YouTube. You can find it. And he felt that bodybuilding was dying, and it was not fueling the sport in the way that it should be or that it had been. That was his opinion. It's not mine. And he went on to say that basically men's physique and women's bikini saved the day. All right. That's how he feels. Now, my grandfather always told me, he told me that sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Okay? Now, this is a better way to put it, and this is how I feel about it. Bodybuilding to me is not dead. To a lot of people who don't know about the other categories and other classes in this sport, all they know is the word bodybuilding. And that is what they know. Guys like Jay Cutler, Kai Green, Phil Heath. See, I know these names. I don't just call them, you know what this guy does. I know the names. These guys are in bodybuilding. So he felt that sport was dying and men's physique and all this other stuff came in and saved the day. And what I think it is, like getting back to what I was saying, because I digress, is that men's physique and women's bikini, I think opened up the streets, opened up the pathway for this sport. Because, period. And like this guy goes into he really cuts in on Jeremy saying that he wanted to be a bodybuilder and he couldn't do it. He took the easy way out when in 2012 when men's physique, and it's relatively new, 2012, 2011, whatever, when men's physique opened up, he went in and he hadn't lost since. You're right, Jeremy was competing. He ran Olympia, men's physique, he ran it up. Very successful in it. What's wrong with that? Okay, but getting back to this point, because I digress again. So basically, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I do think that men's physique and women's bikini opened it up and allowed more people to compete and feel like they could be part of this sport without having to go all big and freakish in some way. And I respect those guys because they do a fucking outstanding job of building muscle and training and doing what they do and be on the bodybuilding stage. Everybody doesn't have the frame for bodybuilding. What is the problem if men's physique and bikini opens up? And it is true that men's physique and bikini gave another spark to the sport. I'm not saying it saved it. I'm not saying that bodybuilding was dying, but I am saying that men's physique and women's bikini gave a spark and allowed more people to compete. Even like myself, I'm in all natural. And let me put that in context. When I say all natural, let me go over, because I don't have this dude making me drug packs. He's not sending me drug packs. All natural is this: whey protein, BCAA, probably the hardest shit I take, pre-workout, That is basically my regimen in food, in water. That is what I mean when I say I'm an all natural in men's physique, AMBF. That's what I do. Okay, so it allowed for people such as myself to compete in something we love to work out and to probably show off our physiques or our bodies of work within a class inside the sport. And I'm very thankful for that. With that being said, do not slight bodybuilding or do not think that bodybuilding is dead, because a lot of people out here in America, in the world, know more about the word bodybuilding, not knowing that it's associated with the top class of bodybuilding. That's all they know. Some people don't know men's physique or women's bikini might even exist to some degree, but a lot of us do, because it gave a lot of competitors and athletes such as myself, like I said, a road to go in and compete. If you don't have the frame for bodybuilding, you might have the frame for men's classic physique. You may have the frame for men's physique. You probably have the frame, if you're not in women's bodybuilding, to be in women's bikini. Everybody doesn't want to look the same. Everybody doesn't have the same goals. Everybody's genetics is not going to support the same type of build. So it's okay to be diverse within a sport, but don't disrespect the other classes, okay? I don't agree with that. Respect everybody's craft. Respect the fact that everybody has traveled a path in order to try and build themselves the best package to present the judges. Now, those of you who are just sliding into this class, because there are some of you who have done a very horrible job of coming to the stage in a class looking like you just got up out of the bed, and for your first day of ever week of lifting weights, you decided I was going to register. I'm cool with the fact that everybody's got to start somewhere. But I think that you should have maybe a little bit of respect for that sport and say, hey, let me try to at least give something presentable. All right? Feel me? So let's go on to the next clip. All right? And we're almost done here. We're going to get ready to wrap this up. This shit was just funny to me. So let's go into this clip.
Oh, I like that look. Maybe I could try that. I respect that, Dave. But if you were a one-time bodybuilder, hardcore, and you're going to switch over because you think you could place better, I think that's the easy way out.
So do you think that the guys like Regan Grimes is taking the easy way out too?
Dave knows more names.
Like Dave, Regan could be a good open bodybuilder in a few years.
So his take on things were, and this was basically still feeding off the Jeremy situation when he knew Jeremy from way back, that he felt like Jeremy wanted to be a bodybuilder, and maybe he could have been. And then when men's physique opened up, somebody approached him and he went into men's physique, and now he's successful. Oh shit, that's a horrible ass thing, dog. Being successful is horrible. I get what he's saying, but think about it. Men's physique didn't exist. So he didn't have that option. What option was there for him to do if he wasn't going into bodybuilding? Men's physique opened up, it was created. It probably fit, and if you look at Jeremy, I think it fits better. He probably could be in classic. It fits better for his frame. Everybody's frame is not going to support that, and I get it. He, like he says, pump more drugs and you can get up there. Yeah, that's probably true. And maybe some of the other guys are doing drugs at the other levels, but still, it fit him. He was able to go into it. That's just like, you don't have one type of car racing, do you? You got NASCAR, which is a bunch of left-hand turns and beers. That's just my opinion, but it's still NASCAR. They do a great job. Everybody's kind of even with the restrictor plates, and you got to drive the shit out of that car in a lot of left-hand turns and hopefully play first. You got Indy. You got the Rolex series. You have various different types of car racing and classes. Why? Because you might be better at driving a drag car from A to B at 300 miles an hour than you are going left and right on turns in the Rolex series or just doing a bunch of left-hand turns in NASCAR. So yeah, nothing's wrong with that. You have to find out where you should be and go into it and compete the best you can. All right, evidently he thinks something was wrong with that. Him and Jeremy got some personal shit going on. Okay, cool, whatever. So let's look at this last clip and then we're going to wrap it up here, guys, because I got other things to do. Like make you more content. We just filmed episode 4 of That Guy to Stage series, so that's going to be posting soon, so you definitely want to check that out. If you haven't subscribed to this channel before, you haven't been here before, subscribe, and there's going to be giveaways, there's going to be more content, not just like this one, various different. I do cooking recipes. I have my Vlep series going on, which is showing you guys my progress of going to the competitive bodybuilding stage, which is going to be coming because I am almost 12 weeks out right now, and other things. So let's get to this last clip.
Do you think that these younger guys who are doing physique,
one of the most important
classics, clips, are they using just as many drugs, you think, as the open bodybuilders?
On the pro level or amateur?
Amateur.
I think on amateur level, yes. I think on pro level, no, not even close. I think amateur level, all the drug dosages are similar because I've seen your cycles. I've seen, you know, all the top
Dave, I've seen your shit.
That train these guys, that these guys go to. All your guys' cycles are pretty freaking similar, Dave.
I agree with you. I don't think that they're using...
So, listen, you know, evidently he knows Dave's guys' cycles too. Cool. The point here that I'm going to make is not about whether you are doing drugs or you're all natural. Because let's just be for real honest here. Alcohol, smoking of any type, all of these other situations, those are a type of things that you could categorize as drugs, okay? It's a substance that's unnatural. Even if it is natural, it's categorized as drugs. Smoking cigarettes is legal because they make money off of it. Drinking alcohol, you drink wine, or it has its effect to be very bad and probably has killed more people than using muscle enhancements have. I'm pretty sure of it, but it's still legal, right? Okay, so let's not cast a stone on those athletes or those people who do that. That's been a big controversy for a long time, even from Barry Bonds to just Mark McGuire. See, more names that I know, not just like this guy. Okay, so those are things that my point is not going to be about that. It's going to be about this. I think that even in, and this is something else my grandfather told me, even in a lie is the truth, because 10 times out of 10, a lie is based off the truth. The truth has to happen in order for a lie to be created. So even in this interview was something that was definitely solid, honest, wholesome, and good. And that message was this. And some people might not get it. A lot of guys coming in, ladies coming in, brand new to the sport. They've seen a lot of these iconic people that are Olympians and that are competing at high levels, and you see them on Instagram and they look great. They're built, they're big, they're cut, they're vascular, and that promotes and excites people to be like, I want to do that. I want to change my physique. I want to change my build. I want to build to that high level, and I could do it. And then they get into it and realize, and it sells a false hope because some people are not open about what their regimens are. Like mine right here, I just showed you. It's protein, pre-workout, and BCAA, and daily vitamins, okay? And people are not honest about how did I get here? So people are working their ass off to look like these individuals, and you should never do that. Be the best person you could be, because technically you might be better than that person in some capacities, okay? But it's selling false hope. And I want you people to understand that you don't have to do that. There's a league for you to compete in if that's not something you want to do. There's a stage for you to be on that is not promoting that you have to use enhancements other than food and good nutrition and working your ass off. I just want to be clear and throw that message out there for you guys. And if you choose to go that path to where you want to use enhancers to push it to the next level, then hey, that's what you choose to do. Everything that we do in life has something on the back end where we have to answer to and pay for. All right. So this interview, as far as I'm concerned, is over. I've given my opinion on it. We went on long enough. I always tell you guys, be safe. Let's build together, and peace. I'm about to go eat. You enjoy your day. Vlep 4 should be out real soon, okay? I'm not passing any judgments on this guy either. It has nothing to do with, this type. It's just the fact that I don't know him personally, but this body of work, like Jeremy with the Brandon thing, I can kind of say that he's a little asshole-ish. So, hey, you guys take it easy.